Welcome to Dodgers Daily Down on the Farm. So glad that you decided to tune in to check out the wonderful prospect action in the system on Saturday. And there was a lot of it. Who you're seeing right here is a young man. Hey, we've talked about him a lot lately. The Dodgers got him in the Caleb Ferguson trade. Unbelievable that an organization would trade Caleb Ferguson for a guy who had not pitched in A-ball yet and a guy who's like 92, 93, who is dominating. It is proving to be a good trade for the Dodgers. This is Christian Zazua, who has been just simply fantastic for the Quakes this year. No doubt about it. He is dominating his way through the Cal League opponents. Last night, 5.2 innings pitched, 5 hits, no runs, 7 strikeouts, and 1 walk. He got the win to move to 2-1, and he lowered his ERA down to 2.18. Back-to-back scoreless starts, not scoreless outings, scoreless starts for Christian Zazua. That spans 11.2 innings. So 11.2 innings in his last 2 starts, no runs whatsoever. And in that span, he has 15 strikeouts, just 1 walk. Amazing the amount of execution level for Christian Zazua at his young age. No doubt about it. He is execution over stuff. His stuff is very good. So that is super fun to watch. No doubt about that. And then also last night on the mound, another guy who has been absolutely killing it for the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes since he got called up, is this young man, as I open up his video, and that would be one Mr. Nicholas Cruz right here. Nicholas Cruz. The Quakes like to get a lead and then put it in cruise control. Look at that slider. Back-to-back sliders. Great pitch there for Nicholas Cruz. Not only is just the shape of the pitch, the break of it really nice, just the location, and then he comes up and in to a lefty. So you're seeing him get right-handers out with that slider away, up and in with the fastball to lefties, and then kind of that back foot to lefties, if you will, with the slider. So you're seeing him use the slider to both sides of the plate, and then there's that fastball that has that arm side tail. That is called ride and run. That looks more like a four-seam with ride and run, kind of an Emmett Sheehan type pitch, and then in on the hands of the lefty. So when you come in on the hands, you ride it up and away. You come underneath with the back foot slider to lefty. You throw the outside door, that one right there, slider to right-handers. Lots to like with that with Nicholas Cruz with that execution. 2 1/3 innings last night, 1 hit, no runs, 5 strikeouts, no walks. This dude, like I said, has been totally incredible. ERA down to 0.86, whip 0.62, 4 scoreless outings in a row. And he has 17 strikeouts this month to just 3 walks. So just like Zazua, another young pitcher in the Dodgers organization that has great stuff, don't get me wrong, but it is definitely an execution focus, and that is absolutely a blast to watch these young kids just pitch. And again, I say it all the time, under the tutelage of Ramon Troncoso. Ramon Troncoso was an international player that was in the Dodgers system and made it to the major leagues, so he is just an absolute big-time mentor for these young pitchers in the system, so it's not a surprise that they do so well when they get to Rancho. And then, hey, we've been talking about this young man a lot lately, Jiren Elkins. How about going deep twice? He had 4 hits last night. His 3rd hit and 2nd home run last night was actually a grand slam, and his grand slam was home run number 5 on the year. So his 2 home runs last night were numbers 4 and 5. And again, he ended the night with 4 hits, 5 RBIs, 4 runs scored. Average up to 270. It was a little bit of a slow start for Elkins as he got transitioned into affiliated baseball. But so far in May, he's really starting to catch his stride. 338 in May, OPS of 1030. Extremely dynamic. I know Mark Watkins talks all the time about just a really physical type body, running back style body for Jiren Elkins. He has that type of athletic ability. Strong trunk, very, very strong, very, very fast, very exciting. Young, dynamic player for the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes in the system. So really Rolodex type talent. Now we'll see about the execution as we continue on with the season and we see more of Jiren Elkins, but certainly Rolodex type talent for the young, talented outfielder for the Quakes. Jiren Elkins, and you talk about talented outfielders. It does not get any more talented than Zire Hope for the Great Lakes Loons. No doubt about that. Zire Hope, They had a doubleheader yesterday. He went deep into the night in the 8th inning of the second game. That one right there. Watch this home run. I mean, oh my gosh. That ball left the entire facility. I mean, that was incredible. And it was chilly, and you know, sometimes when the sun sets, the air gets kind of heavy, and it makes it harder to hit the ball. Well, we've seen that marine layer at LA State, at Dodgers Stadium, make it harder to hit home runs. So he did that in the face of all of those elements. So just absolutely super power for Zire Hope. The Loons were not able to hold on to that second game, though. They did blow that lead late, so they split their doubleheader yesterday. Hope went 3 for 7 in the doubleheader with that home run. That was his 7th home run of the year, and he's hitting .287 on the season. So Zire Hope continues to have a really good year around all the big buzz that he has created in the system, going all the way back to the great spring training he had for the Dodgers that we got to see a lot of. Him on the main field, that was kind of fun to get to see him a lot there. And then another young guy who, hey, quite frankly, Alex Makarowicz just dominated down with Rancho Cucamonga. Got a real early season promotion to Great Lakes, and his 4 or 5 outings with Great Lakes have gone. He had one outing that went sideways on him. Other than that, this guy has loud stuff. He's been almost up to 100 miles an hour. He has just absolutely gross secondary stuff. I mean, it's like very Eric Swanish type stuff in terms of just raw arm talent. That fastball right there is going to be a fast. That's Peyton Graham, by the way, who I got to see at OU way too much. I'm not sure OSU ever got Peyton Graham out from his shortstop position. He was like 1,000 for 1,000 against OSU, so he is facing a really good hitter there. And so the thing about Alex is his stuff is so loud. His fastball is so lively, and it moves. And so not only is his stuff explosive, it's also heavy because it has high RPMs, it has high velo, but then it also has late movement and a lot of it. So he's explosive, which makes him hard to hit to begin with. And then the ball's also heavy because it has late movement. So the thing about that is, no matter who the hitter is, it wouldn't matter if it's a major league hitter right now. If he executes, it's entirely up to him. Hitters aren't going to hit him point blank because his stuff is that good, which means every time he throws the ball south, he has the advantage to beat the hitter. It's just a matter of being up to him whether he executes that in particular pitch or not. So again, he had one outing go sideways on him since being promoted to the Loons. His execution, though, has continued to improve. So I'm telling you, watch out for Alex Makarowicz. He has some of the loudest and nastiest stuff of anybody in the system. I'm just telling you right now, his arm is that big. Been telling you about Carson Hobbs. We've been telling you about Patrick Copen for several, for a long time now, just about how big these young arms are. And again, it's all going to come down to the execution piece of it. But as of right now, keep your eyes on Alex Makarowicz. And then Luke Fox, look at that backdoor slider right there. Wow. The fastball up in the zone. How about this for shoving yesterday? Luke Fox, first game of the doubleheader, he got the start. Wow, look at that fastball inside. That's what I like about what he did. He really commanded the inside part of the plate to right-handers. And then what he did was he came in on righties with the fastball, then threw the backdoor breaking ball, and then sometimes he would tail that fastball away and then come inside with a breaking ball. See these exact opposite sequence right there. So you saw the exact opposite sequence. You saw the fastball in, breaking ball away. Then you saw the breaking ball to the back foot right there. And then you saw the fastball away. Exact opposite sequences, executed perfectly. And that's why Luke Fox, the young man out of Duke, threw 6 innings like yesterday, 3 hits, no runs, 6 strikeouts, and 1 walk. So as you can see, totally pro job of mixing his sequences backwards at times, to pitch backwards at times, to get back to his fastballs that were placed in perfect locations. Really love what Luke Fox did yesterday. Got the W to move to 2-2 on the year, and now has back-to-back scoreless starts, and that spans 11.1 innings. The start before this, okay, he went 5 innings and giving, so he's just given, but scoreless, so he's given up just, he went 5 innings, and gave up 1 run. So he's given up just 1 run in his last 16.1 innings as a starter. That baby Luke Fox. That was simply a fantastic outing. I actually have that post typed incorrectly. I need to get back into that and change that here in just a minute. When I get done with this Down the Farm segment, we're going to move up to Double-A Tulsa, who got him a win last night. They snapped him a little 5-game losing skid, and who you're seeing right here, Jason Cabrera. How about that slider? That slider's dirty. But the thing is about him, he hit 99 multiple times yesterday. Not once. I mean, it's not like he just touched 99. He hit 99 multiple times yesterday, and he was pairing that with that good slider that you've seen a couple of times. So Jason Cabrera, simply put, like Alex McCarroll, that's that slider. That's a nice slider. He was violent, man. His stuff was violent last night because he dropped some bombs with that slider, 99 with a fastball. Total electricity last night from Jason Cabrera. How about this? I mean, he's just kind of been that sleeper guy. We really haven't covered him a whole lot, not nearly as much as we should have. How about this for Jason Cabrera? His ERA is down to 126. His whip is 105. So he's really starting to come into his own. So great job, Jason Cabrera, for the Double-A Tulsa Drillers last night, showing off a big right arm. And he's continuing to grow in velo. He's continuing to grow with execution on his slider. And this is a left-hander, Jorge Boniz, who the Dodgers got in the offseason. He was a free agent, and he was going to play ball like in Mexico. And then the Dodgers offered him a minor league contract. He took it, and here he is. Last night, 1.1 scoreless innings for Double-A Tulsa. He got off to a very hot start whenever he came into the system in April. And he put together 9 scoreless outings in a row to start his season in 10 out of his first 11. He's had a couple of rough outings lately, but he got back on track last night with a very good, very crucial performance because, as you can see, the Drillers had lost 5 games in a row. The score was 3-2. They've given up the lead 13 different times in the late innings. Matter of fact, they even did it on Friday night, so it was like, come on, man, we gotta hold this lead. We can't lose the lead again 2 nights in a row, and he did a good job of holding right before you saw Jason Cabrera lock things down. So good job. Jorge Boniz had a good outing last night. Got what they call nowadays a hold. We didn't used to have that stat, but he got a hold, and then Jason Cabrera got the save. Who got the win was this young man, Chris Campos. Atta baby, Campos. Dude turned in an awesome outing last night for Double-A Tulsa. Absolutely awesome. It's been a little bit of an up and down year for Campos, who last year just absolutely was straight nails. He'll get back in the groove of things. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. Again, let me say that one more time. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. Again, got the dub to move to 2-1. And now the thing about Campos, even though he's been a little bit up and down in terms of giving up runs, he has been super consistent in terms of giving length. So he's gone at least 5 innings in 6 of his 8 outings. So very reliable. Fastball was good. He threw it to all locations. That changeup was fantastic that you just saw on that pitch there. The slider produced weak contact, and he got the ball in the strike zone all night long. So this was a good outing for Chris Campos. And when he's at his best, he's beating hitters in the zone. Then he uses those locations in the zone to tunnel his off-speed stuff to start his off-speed to those locations and then break it out of the zone for his swing and miss. So great job last night for Chris Campos, who got the win for the Double-A Tulsa Drillers with another long outing for him and then a very good one as well. So Campos, one of my favorite young pitchers. I just like the fact that he's, we talked about those young guys with Rancho, how their execution over stuff, although their stuff is very good. That definitely is Chris Campos when he is at his best. There is no doubt about that. And then Damon Keith, it's really nice when he does this. Watch this, skip out of left field. And so what I want you to notice about this next at bat, Damon Keith, one of the most talented. I mean, you look at those trunks right there, very strong. How about to right field? So when he goes around the world like that and uses all fields, it flattens the path of his hands and it reduces the amount of swing and miss, which is the single one biggest issue for him. Damon Keith has all the talent in the world. It's a matter of, can he put the ball in play enough to make an impact on the team? He's done a really good job of it this year. And again, it's because he's used all fields at times very well. So 258 on the year for Keith. WRC plus of 104, so he's been 4% above league average as an offensive player, and he's hit 6 home runs, and he has 28 RBIs, so always fun to watch. Damon Keith used all the entire field because when he does that, that's when he is really, really locked in. And then after you get locked in like that, that's when the home runs actually do come, probably in bunches because you're making solid contact a lot. And when Damon Keith makes solid contact, stuff like that happens. How about that home run? That is a nuke right there. Not real high, but just goes to show you just the bat speed of Chris Newell. I mean, he destroyed that pitch. That's a left-on-left breaking ball. The Drillers, again, had lost 5 games in a row. They needed to flip the scoreboard. Chris Newell did it for him last night for his 7th home run of the year. Quick hands. And, man, I'll tell you what, his bat speed, the thing about him, watch this. From 0 to 60, right there. I mean, that is like he doesn't have to get everything started. He doesn't have to have any extra movement. He's so strong, he goes from 0 to 60 just about as fast as anybody that I have seen. So there is a lot of talent in that body right there. It's what you call a treasure trove of tools for Chris Newell. Remember, he has the most amount of stolen bases in postseason history ever at the University of Virginia, who, last time I checked, they were a pretty damn good baseball school. So that goes to show you his speed, his potential to be able to steal bases. There you see his power. He's very rangy in the outfield. Has a great arm, no doubt about that. It's all going to come down to, like Damon Keith and Jose Ramos, all these outfielders for the Drillers, it's going to come down to, can he keep his, Teo Hernandez, a perfect example. They need to use him as an example. Teo Hernandez has his strikeout rate down to 18%. Why is that? Because Teo Hernandez is dominating with 2 strikes. When you can dominate with 2 strikes, that allows you to be that much more aggressive on strike 1 and strike 2. That leads to more hits and certainly more home runs. But then also, it's going to lead to more hits with 2 strikes because you're putting the ball in play more. So really, Teo Hernandez had never been that great with, in fact, he'd been bad with 2 strikes until he got to the Dodgers. I think if Damon and Chris and Jose really studied what Teo Hernandez has done at the major league level to be a great 2-strike hitter this year, that would be a game changer for these guys because they have every single tool to be a very impactful type major league player, very toolsy type player. So great job, Chris Newell, flipping the scoreboard and getting his 7th home run last night. So, hey, there wasn't a whole lot to talk about with Oklahoma City last night. They are struggling right now. Didn't score a whole lot of runs. There wasn't a whole lot of pitching to talk about. We talked about Michael Kopech and his outing the other day. So we're going to go ahead and end our Down the Farm show right there. So I want to thank you for tuning in. You Dodgers dogs are the best. And as always, it is a great day to be a Dodger.